With Ghosts of Tabor moving into its second week of life since its release on March 20th of this year, Combat Waffle continuously keeps proving to us that this game is worth our time. Listen, I've got their week 1 update, a video from VR stud Joshy Pashy V2, and my thoughts on the game to present to you. So without wasting any more time, grab your favorite loadout, pack some snacks, because we're venturing into the world that is Ghosts of Tabor. If you enjoy what you see today, be sure to sub to the channel. Okay, let's continue. For those that don't know, Ghosts of Tabor is VR's only FPS PVP and PVE survival game where you will use your wits, skills, and resources to survive. Inspired by games such as Escape from Tarkov and DayZ, featuring different scenarios from scavenging to looting and crafting. It's currently sitting at mostly positive reviews on Steam and about 4.1 to 4.2 stars on the Oculus Store, and rightfully so. This studio has been putting in more work than any other studio I've seen, aside from maybe 1 or 2 studios I know. And if I haven't given kudos yet, kick me in the fucking face and call me Takashi. Looking at the roundup, it starts off by saying, and I quote, "A little more than a week has passed since Ghosts of Tabor was released in Steam Early Access / beta via MetaQuest App Labs. Since then, more than 28.3 million shots have been fired in the game, and our Discord has grown to insane levels," end quote. To put this into perspective, the amount of shots that have been fired since this post was made was 800,000 or so shy of the entire population of Texas. Holy shit. The post then goes on to mention the patches they've been doing on the game and then links to some patch notes for us to look at if we choose to. These patches come out insanely quick for this game, and that's a good thing. I even mentioned in my last Ghosts of Tabor video that it's an amazing thing to see a dev team so passionate and so motivated that they'll put out patches damn near the same day bugs get reported. I also mentioned how some may see it as a bad thing because there are so many patches, and because of those patches, the servers go down, and because of that, people aren't playing the game. I get it. I really do. But I'm just glad to see the game get fixed. Downtimes are a pain in the ass regardless of the situation, but it's just a part of it all. And who knows, in the future, downtimes may not be so bad. We then move into the community update, which says, and I quote, "We would be nothing without our community, and this week has seen extreme growth on our Discord server. Hosting around 16k members at the time of the launch window, the server now has more than 20.2k members and counting. It's really insane how committed everyone is to Tabor, and there's nothing we can really say other than thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for setting the example for indie and AAA studios on how to handle your community and your game. Thank you for providing something people have been wanting for ages. And thank you for being so open about feedback and doing what you can to make the game enjoyable for everyone. I know some things aren't perfect because there are some performance issues on the Meta App Lab and some other bugs, but hey, in due time. In fact, if you have a Quest 2 and use App Lab to play, there's a video made by Joshy Pashy V2 that explains how to increase performance. Speaking of Josh, I got permission to analyze a video he made where Combat Waffle did an AMA with the community. I'm gonna cover sections I find very interesting from Josh's video, but I'll link the whole AMA and Josh's video in the pinned comment down below and in the description. So do me a favor and sub to both channels, especially Josh. Let's start talking about the video, shall we? The first topic we dive into is crafting. Someone asked what crafting will be like, and Scott, the CEO, says the following: "My end goal is makeshift weapons, that kind of thing. But also maybe even like cheaper medical supplies and things of that nature." I don't know whether by cheaper he means cost-wise or quality-wise. Like instead of finding nerds, you can craft them, but they won't replenish as much health because they aren't made from premium supplies or whatever. Like you could still craft standard nerds you find on the map of Tabor, but it would require better supplies, you know what I mean? Nonetheless, crafting is going to be iconic in Ghosts of Tabor just because of how deep the game goes. I mean, we already have ammo crafting, but that's just a sample of what's to come. The next thing on the chopping block is how many weapons are going to be in the game. I didn't catch the first part of what the person says, but I do hear 74 guns. I don't even know how many there are now, to be honest with you. We haven't worked on guns in a long time, but we've been trying to hammer out a lot of the big features, and now we're so focused on hammering out these big bugs people are having. The explanation keeps going on for a bit, but 74 guns? I was gonna say I've seen maybe around 20 guns, give or take, so far in Ghosts of Tabor, which is still a lot, but over 70? Where the f do we fit all this stuff? If you're taking some suggestions, can I recommend some weapons like the MP7, the STG-44, the AUG if it's not already in the game, and maybe a flamethrower? Okay, scratch the flamethrower, but still, the possibilities are endless with the weapons at this point. The next section of the AMA briefly touches on the movement issues, which I haven't had a lot of, to be honest. Anytime I go to grab something off a counter in the armory though, I get pushed back, which is annoying as hell, but other than that, things are pretty smooth for me. There was one part I want to talk about that gets asked, and it's the idea of having a reserve of some sort for people low on money. This is the answer they receive, and I quote, "For people that are running low on stuff, we are going to be implementing, hopefully very soon, at your kiosk in your hideout, that will be like an emergency rations kit that may give you like a backpack, a vest, a pistol with 1 or 2 mags." I think this is a really nice idea. Josh, however, believes that there shouldn't be a reserve kit, and if you lose all your shit, well, go drink some juice or something. I don't know. While I think this game is easier to do 0 to hero runs in than Tarkov, I just think having a reserves kit is a nice feature that'll keep the game alive for longer. And Josh thinks it'll help the newer and possibly younger player base stay attached with the game. When you think about games like Tarkov, right? There's no for sure way to get better at the game without possibly losing your stuff and then resetting the account. That alone deters people from wanting to play after the first time they lose their stuff. But with Ghosts of Tabor doing a 24-hour ration, it'll give players the chance to get some more stuff and figure out what to do from there. This next section is probably the biggest disagreement me and Josh have, and it's about the quest. A user asked if quests would be reworked, and the answer they gave was, "We do plan on completely reworking the quest. We do want to add more storyline quests where you have to do quests for certain traders to unlock other traders. More quests will come in place where you may have to go and leave a fishing pole for Yuri in a map." Hear me out. I'm a fan. As long as this idea doesn't resemble Tarkov's line of quests. Seriously, the fact I gotta locate a down plane just to return a note to an old Russian dude, who then unlocks another batshit crazy Russian dude, who wants you to stand in a bush, dehydrate yourself to death, and snipe scavs exactly 429 meters out, is the reason I never progressed in Tarkov. I'm not saying to make the quest system so easy a toddler can complete them, but please don't go breaking balls with the quests. I think having an item you need to take from one place to the other is good enough. Just don't have us do super specific shit like any of the gunsmith quests. That's not enjoyable to me and a lot of other people. I want to touch on something real quick before I land on the final question, and it's when someone asks about there being an esports feature for Ghost, and the simple answer is yes. But they've got a long road ahead of them, and the one game they're drawing massive inspiration from is Hunt Showdown. Before Ghost came out, I thought Hunt was one of the best, if not the best extraction game out there, so to see this game get inspiration drawn from it makes me feel like I'm in a fever dream. Last section we're going to touch on is DLC. And the wonderful thing about that is no one even asked. They sort of just said it by accident.
You may see a House of Scott in the future. Maybe it'll be like in a ran down bar in the Streets map or something that's coming next. Oh, I said that out loud, didn't I? Great.
Yep, yes you did.
Jesus Christ. I'm tired. Yeah, Streets. We got a Streets map coming next. Woohoo! It's gonna be like this. Be like Prague. It's gonna look like Prague.
Prague? I've never seen what that place looks like. Let me look for it. Oh my god. I think I need to buy a new keyboard now. Great. Seriously, Prague not only looks like an amazing place to visit, but being there in VR is going to be mind-blowing. I love street combat. I've always been a fan of it, so pairing that with how the gunplay is in Ghost, this may be the only map I play. I'm done covering the AMA, and again, shout out to Joshy for allowing me to use sections of his video. I'm linking the video and his channel in the description and pinned comment, so go sub to him. My final thoughts on this game are high. Shocker, I know. But how can they not be? Sure, it's bare bones at the moment, but it gives them something to build on and something for us to wait in anticipation for. I see the drive this company has to make VR's only PvP PVE survival game the only one that people want to play, and with time, it's going to get to that point. The gameplay is fun. It's not as sweaty or as frustrating as Tarkov, and it gives you the opportunity to meet some very cool people in the Discord. On top of that, Combat Waffle is actually wiping the game April 7th, and with that, I think we're gonna see some of what was covered in the AMA be implemented. I personally hope we either see the ration system be introduced or more things for us to craft like meds. And with that, I turn the mic to you. Leave in the comments below what you think about Ghosts of Tabor. Do you think this game will reign supreme? Do you think it's far from being the king of survival games? Let me know. And while you're down there, go ahead and load that like button and execute that sub button also YouTube can show you more of my content free of charge. This is Sir Blackout signing off to claim more bodies so I can build a bone throne for Infish and his church. It's an early Christmas present. Later.